This is going to be the greatest intro to a GCN show ever.
From Vienna, Austria, welcome to the GCN Show!
From the Queen's University Training Camp in North Carolina, welcome to the GCN Show!
From Radlett, Hertfordshire, welcome to the GCN Show!
Thanks for driving, mate.
No worries, pal. Absolutely fine. From the Flanders Museum in Oudenaarde, Belgium, welcome to the GCN Show.
Coming up this week, we ask just how dangerous is cycling? Paradoxically, is it the secret of staying youthful? And just what makes a classic a classic?
Plus, of course, all of your usual favourites and a very interesting tech of the week.
You left the engine running, mate.
Oh, I? Oh. Well, what a setting for the show. The Tour of Flanders Museum in Oudenaarde. I mean, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, must
I am
admit.
too. And to think that the Lost Property Department looks this good.
It's incredible, isn't it? And, look behind you, got a special guest.
Tom! I thought he was riding Tirreno Adriatico, mate.
So did I, so did Pat Lefebvre as well. But there you go.
Oh, thanks for joining us, Tom. Anyway, he's a quiet lad, isn't he?
Of course,
Hey,
yeah.
Don Caval.
Don Caval.
Check it out.
Look at that.
When in Belgium, Matt?
This is going to be one of the finest shows ever, isn't it?
Santé!
Cheers. Prost. Is that what they say?
I don't, possibly.
Don't know. Cheers. Right. First up, I hate to say it, but we've got to leave the museum.
Yeah.
Earlier on today, we were out on our bikes on the Koppenberg, and we were thinking just what makes a classic a classic.
Watching Strade Bianche the other week, and then having spent several days on the hallowed roads, not to mention climbs, of Flanders, has got us thinking, what exactly makes a classic a classic?
I always thought that it was the history that made a classic a classic. So, take for example the Tour of Flanders, that's in its 101st edition this year. But yeah, Strade Bianche is just, what, 10 years old or something like that? And it's quickly become quite a major goal for some of the biggest names in the sport, and not to mention the fact that it's a race that everyone waits for in anticipation, both riders and fans alike, just like we do in fact for the Flandrian Classics, from Omloop right through to the Ronde itself.
Yeah, Strade Bianche is 175 kilometres long, but has 62 kilometres of gravel roads. Add to the mix numerous short and steep climbs, and then a finish in a beautiful historic town, and there are some distinct parallels with Flanders.
That's right, just swap gravel for cobbles. And then, what about this? The Richmond World Championships. Now that was run on a course that everyone was a little bit critical of until the racing started. And then they quickly realised that those 3 short, sharp climbs per lap, plus the cobbles, quickly gave us some brilliant racing, very Flandrian in nature and also result.
We think the key ingredient for a classic are those short, sharp climbs that pepper the course. So stressful as the riders fight for position, whilst they simultaneously chip away at the riders' reserves of strength. There's simply no hiding place.
That's right, no matter how many teammates you've got, when you hit these climbs and on these cobbles or on the gravel, it is every rider for themselves. As in fact, we found out ourselves, having tried to link 13 of these bergs together in one ride yesterday. Each climb, as Matt said, chips away at your resources, leaving you absolutely knackered by the end. And then I think that is another key point, is that the finale is always contested by tired riders, so only the strongest are there at the end.
So, is it the climbs? Is it the sheer unpredictable nature of the classics? Or is it the heritage of these wonderful races? Leave your comments down below.
Caption Competition now, and we're going to start you off with the results of last week, where we gave you this photo to ponder over. And the winner, it's a really good one this week. It got 102 thumbs up. Whoa. It's from Catalin Oltono, and they said, when your Strava ride gets flagged in real life.
That's 103, because I'm going to give another thumbs up.
Really? Yeah, I like that as well.
Very, very good.
104. And a GCN bottle.
It's going to be on your way very, very soon. So get in touch with your address. And next up, we have this week's, of course. Here's your photo. I'll start you off. How many gears have I got? Let me just check. I can do better than that.
Yeah. What does Tom think? He's not really impressed, mate.
He's not moving, is he?
No, that's not a happy face. If you think you can do better, and you might be able to, make sure you put your caption entry in the comments section down below. Keep your fingers crossed that we're going to choose you next week, and you could win a GCN water bottle.
So I'll just get my coat, shall I?
Yeah.
It's now time for Cycling Shorts.
First up in this week's Cycling Shorts are the results of the poll that we conducted last week, where we asked, would you pay to watch a bike race? Now, 61% of you said, should you get a good spot at a top race, you consider opening up your wallets.
Really?
Food for thought.
Absolutely. Hey, Tom's going to have to pay to watch bike races soon, isn't he? Very soon, in fact.
He is. I wonder if we get a discount at the VIP tent at Flanders.
I suspect he'd get a discount at the VIP tent at Flanders. Right, some very good news now, for all of us in fact, is that cycling officially can slow the ageing process. That's right, because believe it or not, we're both actually over the age of 65. But thanks to high intensity interval training, we have slowed the decline of our muscle mitochondria. And that little nugget of information is down to a recent piece of research that was published in the Journal of Cell Metabolism, which is actually one of our favourites, isn't it?
Yeah, now we might have taken that slightly out of context, but it does appear, according to the research, that particular high-intensity interval training, cycling in this case, does show significant cellular change in older participants. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Now, sticking with research for a moment, a team of research at the University of Auckland in New Zealand conducted a study into risks of cycling as opposed to other activities and sports. And it seems that cycling is relatively safe.
Now, how about an iconic climb on the most Flandrian of climbs, the Koppenberg?
In fact, get this, 500 times safer than rugby.
Yeah, 500 times more enjoyable than rugby, I found.
Yeah, definitely, look at us.
Yeah, exactly. But also 140 times safer than skiing as well.
Whoa.
Yeah, totally. Now, we have to put that into context slightly in that the research was done with specific regards to cycling to the shops, and so not exactly the kind of stuff that GMBN get up to. Oh! Or indeed the fact that stuff that you get up to on a daily basis. Sorry mate, it's true. But nevertheless, that is food for thought actually, how safe cycling really is. But, another but, it should always be exercised with a little bit of common sense, just like was done last weekend when the world's biggest mass participation ride was cancelled. That's right, the Cape Town Cycle Tour had to be cancelled due to extreme high winds, 100 kilometres per hour plus. And if you look at the footage from the event, because a few brave people did try and set it off, it's absolutely bonkers. It makes me and Lloydie battling Hurricane or Storm Doris the other week in the UK look a little bit lightweight.
I've never seen anything like it.
No.
Absolutely nuts. Thankfully though, Si, the 8th annual World Naked Bike Ride, also held in Cape Town but earlier in the week, didn't have to be cancelled.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
But moving swiftly on,
Yeah.
the world 12-hour record has been broken
Oh, yeah?
by a chap called Mitch Anderson. Guess how many Ks he covered?
I don't know.
500. 500, which gives you an average speed of
41.66 reoccurring kilometres per hour.
top math skills.
That's pretty swift, isn't it, for 12 hours? Congratulations to you. Right, we're going to finish up Cycling Shorts with another endurance epic, because we want to give a big shout out to a long-standing cycling journalist, Rupert Guinness, because he is swapping his trademark Hawaiian shirt for Lycra. But assuming that, we don't know for certain, because he is about to tackle the brutal Indian Pacific Wheel Race, which is a casual 5,490 mile race across Australia from coast to coast. Good luck, Rupert.
What does Tom think of that?
Yeah, that's what Tom thinks about ultra endurance.
He's approving, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Tech of the week this week is the new Wahoo ELEMNT BOLT GPS head unit. And we've been lucky enough to get our hands on a couple of these, and we've been familiarising ourselves with the functionality on the roads of Flanders.
Yeah, the big news is that this is the first ever aero-optimised bike computer. Apparently saving thanks to the computer fluid dynamics.
That's just helping you out there, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
There you go.
It apparently saves 1.5 watts at 21 miles an hour. Now, you may be asking why, but really, it's why not? There is no point in not having an aero-optimised computer, surely, especially if the functionality is there. Now, like its older and slightly bigger brother, the Element, this has a companion app that lives on your phone. Now, it allows you to customise it remotely, but also it allows it to seamlessly integrate into the wider digital world. So whether that is syncing up with a route planning website like Rider GPS, so you can get turn-by-turn instructions on there, or something like Strava, so that you can get live segments, or indeed something a bit more complex like Best Bike Split. And then it also has its own route planning function on there that you can do mid-ride, and that is powered by the mighty Google Maps.
Which was fantastic, because it helped us find beers last night, which after our 60k absolute epic over the Bergs of Flanders was rather welcome.
We've got to stress that 60 kilometres felt a lot more epic than just 60k sounds.
It did.
It is epic.
Well, more about the functionality of this. Now, it has one set of LED lights as opposed to two on the Element, and those LED lights will show you your power zones or your heart rate zones or your average speed, whatever you wish to choose basically. Also, there's exactly the same toggle function on the side where you can zoom in and out of the screen. Time now for hack/bodge of the week. Take it away, Simon.
Right, first up, this is really cool. This is from Aaron Wanstall, who 3D printed a phone mount at school with GCN written on it. Fair play. How cool is that? Watching the GCN show as it should be watched.
Chapeau, that is
Yeah, I
very
like that.
cool.
Very
Now,
cool.
next up we have this from Simon Egley, a homemade aero mount for his Canyon Air Road. Tell you what, the attention to detail there is amazing.
That's not bad.
That's pretty high tech, isn't it?
Unfortunately for Simon, in Tech of the Week this week, his creation has been slightly superseded with the world's first aero-optimised GPS computer. But nevertheless, good effort.
It's still a good effort.
That is
isn't
a
it?
hack, a genuine hack. I like
Definitely,
that very much.
definitely.
This one, well, it's kind of hacked, isn't it? This was spotted by Ethan Boxer Macoma on Craigslist in Maine in the US, and he says it's a trike, come snowblower, come moped conversion. It comes complete with engine, having, according to the person selling it on Craigslist, it's an unfinished project, and they haven't got time to complete it.
I think the litmus test here is Tom impressed? No, he's not. Moving
a
on.
bodge. It's a bodge. Tom said
Moving
it's a
on, we
bodge.
have this from Lawrence Coyle. When your seat post slips and you fix it with a screwdriver and tape. That's a bodge, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it is a bodge, but it works.
It's clearly functional, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the fact they've used yellow tape as well.
Yeah, just give a bit of colour contrast there.
Yeah, fantastic.
Amazing, fair play to you.
Yeah, definite bodge. Right, we have a duo of bike mounts now. Both of them, well, I'll leave you to judge actually. First of all, this one was sent in by Everett. His dad made a bike holder out of an old CD rack, which, you know, it's kind of neat, isn't it?
I love one of the comments just down here from somebody called Kennedy. What's a CD? Great response.
Yeah, we know what CDs are, don't we, mate?
Yeah,
and tapes.
we do.
You know, yeah.
And retro jerseys.
That's right, yeah, we do. And then there's this one, which is a definite bodge. But nevertheless, his bike is being held off the ground, so, you know, you've got to give him points for that. This is sent in by Angus Pearson, who said that this is a pro wash station for his Merida.
Does look very good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Nice. All right, well, thank you very much for your hacks and bodges this week. Keep them coming in. We love this part of the show, don't we?
We do. Using the hashtag on most forms of social media, GCN Hack.
It's competition time now, and this week is a really cool one. You can win the Physique saddle of your choice. We're giving 4 away, one of each of their classic styles: the Arione, the Antares, the Aliante, and the Lucy.
If you win, you can choose the style that you want, and there's a choice between large and medium. And it's worth checking out the Physique app to get your size just right.
That's right. If you want to enter this competition, and we suggest that you probably do, click on the link in the description below this video. Santé, mate.
That's nice. Paris-Nice again proved to be a real thriller that went down to the wire. Now, going into the final stage, race leader Sergio Henao of Team Sky held a 30-second lead over Quick-Step Floor's Dan Martin and a further 1 second over Alberto Contador. Now, Contador the previous day had looked mightily impressive, taking second to Richie Porte, but more importantly, putting Henao under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. On that final stage, though, Contador attacked with 50 kilometres to go, distancing it out and then linking up with Quick-Step Floor's David de la Cruz, who ultimately out-sprinted Contador for the stage win and taking valuable seconds from the time bonus, because just 21 seconds later, Henao's group rolled across the line, keeping the yellow jersey on his shoulders by 2 seconds. That's right, leaving Contador an agonising second place again, having finished second the previous year by just 4 seconds.
Couldn't make it up, could you?
No, you couldn't. But still, brilliant racing and great sportsmanship showed on the podium there as well. What do you think about it, Tom? Your teammate stealing the victory from Contador? Yeah, it's normal, eh? Meanwhile, down in Italy, after 5 days of racing, Nairo Quintana, the 2015 winner, is leading Tirreno Adriatico after a dominant display of climbing on the Queen stage to Terminio. He took the blue leader's jersey by 24 seconds over very impressive looking Geraint Thomas, who actually won solo on stage 2.
Yeah, the following day saw another virtuoso performance by none other than Peter Sagan, who outclimbed some of the finest climbers in the world on the steep hilltop finish in Fermo. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, mind-blowing in fact.
He can do it all, can't he?
Yeah. In the Netherlands at the Ronde van Drenthe, and we were on to the second appointment on the Women's World Tour. Great race, loads of attacks in the final 30 kilometres, but the one that stuck was a quartet with Lucinda Brand, Elena Cecchini, the Strade Bianche winner Elisa Longo-Borghini, and world champ Amelie Didrikson.
But it was the Dane that again showed her immense power in the sprint, taking her maiden victory in those rainbow bands, ahead of Cecchini and Brand. But meanwhile, Longo-Borghini, by virtue of her 4th place, maintains the overall World Tour lead.
It's time now for a Wattage Bazooka!
The Pro Wattage Bazooka this week goes to Alberto Contador for his 50-kilometre long-range bazooka on the final stage of Paris-Nice, where he came agonisingly close, 2 seconds in fact, close to victory. What a racer.
Absolutely, and what a consolation prize, a Wattage Bazooka.
Indeed, I'll give him a t-shirt.
He doesn't need another Paris-Nice, does he?
Of course he doesn't.
He doesn't. We've got another long ranger for the GCN Viewer Wattage Bazooka. This one is amazing. It's nomination for Charlie Rontal, who Everested by riding Mauna Kea in Hawaii just twice. That is a seriously big climb.
Yeah, I think it's a volcano, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Apparently, he adjusted his bike specifically for the occasion, putting a 28-tooth little ring up front and a 46 on the back.
That's 46 at the back, 28 at the front.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. So he could get through the 7 kilometres of volcanic gravel near the top. And then, furthermore, it took him 21 hours. He rode 360 kilometres. That really is a long climb, actually, isn't it? And climbed 8,873 metres with a maximum elevation clearly of over 4,000 metres and the temperature range from +40 down to -7.
That's a very, very long climb, isn't it?
Yeah. We should send Lasty over there. He'd be well up for that.
Oh, he'd love it, wouldn't he?
Absolutely lap it up.
What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below.
Thumbs up if you want to send Lasty to Hawaii. Is that your knee creaking?
Yeah.
Okay, steady up there, mate.
Off the beer.
Right, first up, Dom has chosen this tweet from Chris Froome, who posted that he was trying to get home, but he kept getting held up by Paris-Nice. Could he just join in? There you go. I think that's quite a quality photo, that, from Froome.
That's cracking, isn't it?
Do we know why Froome didn't ride Paris-Nice or Tirreno? Are you going to jump off for the next one? Because it's yours.
All right, okay. This is an absolute perler. It's from the UAE Team Emirates. It's actually a retweet from Roberto Ferrari. Today, I'll take care for feeding before stage 6 of Tirreno. Just look at what he's got in his back pockets. We need to hook up with him for a video, don't we? He's got kitchen towel in there. I think he's got foil, all sorts.
To be fair, he just needs to come on every shoot we do, and then he could just supply us with everything we need.
That's a good point.
Hey, mate.
Cheers, Si. Thanks very much.
Comment of the week now, and as ever, you guys have been leaving some amazing comments under our videos, and these are some of the best. First of all, this one was under Graham Watson's top 10 photos of all time, which is a brilliant video actually, and seemingly universally loved. This comment from John McLeod really stood out for me though. He said, Sean Kelly was not the Peter Sagan of his time. Sean Kelly was the Sean Kelly of all time. Yeah, I think that's fair enough,
I think
isn't
that's
it?
pretty fair. I think that's fair enough, actually. I think Sean would agree with that, a shout out, if he was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't know if he is.
And to be fair, Peter Sagan has got a little bit of work to do if he wants to be the Sean Kelly, doesn't he? Because Sean Kelly won some pretty big, long stage races.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. Although Peter Sagan's amazing, he's only won one monument so far.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Next up is this, Under the Climbing Made Easy video, and it's from somebody called Gerian. If Simon had presented this video, he would have also given the advice to clean your bike. I'm looking at you, Simon. Yeah, so is Tom as well. The dirt on your bike is extra weight that makes climbing harder, and that got 101 likes. 102 because Tom's just liked it as well.
They liked it because it's true. You've got to clean your bike to make climbing easy, haven't you really?
It's 3 watts right there, 3 watts.
Absolutely right. Not necessarily 3, but 3.
Oh, 3, sorry.
Yeah.
Did I say 3? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm messing. Right, okay, last one. We've got this one, which was under your Broken Bones video. And Michael Go said, the only thing I've broken is my ego when I fell at some traffic lights.
We've all done that.
We have all done that.
127 likes, but
Yeah,
it's true, isn't it?
It is, it's true, and it is brutal.
Oh, fuck! On the channel this week, on Wednesday, we have a brand new indoor training video for you. On Thursday, 7 things you need to know about Milan San Remo, of course, the opening monument of the season. And on Friday, it's Ask GC Anything.
Yep, Saturday's pro bike is Daniel Oss's BMC Team Machine SLR01. Then on Sunday, we've got how to train for climbs if you don't live near any, which is going to be good for an awful lot of us, I would have thought. And then Monday, we're back in the workshop for more maintenance.
And on Tuesday,
from El Picacho, Bucaramanga, Santander. Welcome to the GCN Show!
it's time now for Extreme Corner. This is Bike Blockbuster, starring Vittorio Brumotti of Team Astana.
Oh man, there's some cool stuff in that video, but the one riding on the edge, that gives me heebie-jeebies.
That made me feel all funny. Oh, yeah. Amazing stuff though.
Amazing
Top skills.
stuff, yeah. Right, unfortunately, Vittorio Brumotti brings an end to this week's GCN show. That's it. So from Matt, Tom, and myself.
And the Flanders Museum.
And the Flanders Museum, that is it. Before we go completely though, do make sure you have subscribed to GCN. If you haven't already, it's very simple, it's very free. You've just got to click on the globe.
Very free, I like that. Now, for my questionnaire when I asked the pros how many bones they'd broken, how about clicking just down here?
Yep, or for that video about Graham Watson's top 10 favourite photos of all time, which I strongly recommend you watch, click just down there. Thanks, Tom.
Cheers, Tom.
Rachgedan.